Cool. All right, so we'll go ahead and get started.
All
Hello,
right.
everyone, and welcome to the My Virgo Friend podcast. Your host, CheChe here. I hope you're having an awesome day so far. I have another amazing guest with us today, you guys. We have Tiffany for Spiritual Boss Mom. What's up, Tiffany?
Hi, so excited to be here.
I'm happy to have you here. Tiffany, every time we start the My Virgo Friend podcast episode, we always start with the sound healing bowl. So I'm going to play this little bad boy and let's go for 4 deep breaths, taking a deep inhale through the nose and exhaling fully throughout the mouth. So let's go, you guys. Deep inhale. There we go, you guys. And let's take a sip. Your water, your juice, your smoothie, your tea, your coffee, whatever you got. We cheers, we toast, we sip in gratitude. All right, you guys. So like I said, we have a special guest with us today. So without further ado, I'm going to give her the floor. Let her tell us all about her awesomeness. So Miss Tiffany, who are you? What's up, my love? Tell
All
us all
right.
about you. What do you want the people to know about you?
Well, I am, I actually got started. I'm an entrepreneur.
Yes.
I started Spiritual Boss Mom about a year and a half ago at this point. And basically it all kind of came out of, I had a turning point. I've been in corporate America for 17 years now, right out of college.
Yeah.
And I'm standing in my office and I had a little altercation with someone and I just was hyperventilating, crying. And I looked around and I said, what am I doing here? How did I get here?
Yeah.
And that moment really became a pivotal turning point in my life. And it started me on this journey. And at the time I'm married. I'm married now. I'm married then too. I'm married with my husband Andrew for about 16 years now.
Oh, shout out to Andrew.
Yeah.
Shout out to those long loving marriages. Cheers to y'all.
That's right. I love him. He's the love of my life. I have 2 boys, Gavin and Nico. They're young. They're 8 and 4. And at the time though, I had a toddler and an infant.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, I'm starting a food blog. Right. And I had no experience in food blogging. I knew how to cook and I was a good writer. I knew I could write.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm starting a food blog. And I did. And I learned everything that I could along the way. I took courses and I just said, you know what? I would love, because my photos, CheChe, if you go back to these photos, you're gonna be like, oh my God, they're terrible, terrible photos.
As in for your blog?
For my blog, for my Instagram that I had. And I just said, you know what? If I could just take some photos that were at least somewhat good, like I would be okay. Yeah. Well, fast forward, I ended up turning my blog into a hit, basically. And really the blog itself was the hit, but I started taking these really gorgeous photos, and I ended up teaching photography courses.
Let's go, Tiffany.
Yeah.
Okay, so hold on. Like, go back to like when you was you said it was a corporate job, right? A corporate America.
Yeah.
You was there for 17 years, had an altercation with someone. And did you put in like a 2 weeks, like that day? Did you like stay there like another year? Like, what was that transition like?
No, I'm still there.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
I am still there now. So I'm making all of these things happen while having a full-time job. I mean, the thing is that, businesses, they're never overnight successes. Yeah. So you guys listening at home understand that, in my head, I'm like, I'll be out of here in 6 months, but the reality is that anything that is, any business that is really built on a great foundation, it needs time to be built on that foundation.
Come on, time.
Yeah. And it took me a long time to actually be okay with that.
Yeah.
And now I am okay with that because I'm building such a beautiful business.
I love that. What's your what's your sign, Tiffany? Do you know
I'm a
your
Gemini.
a Gemini? Love. Do you know your moon and rising by chance?
I do. I am a Virgo moon and I'm a Cancer rising.
Virgo energy, y'all. Virgo and Cancer. We share the Virgo Cancer placements. And well, first of all, cheers to that. First of all,
cheers.
So Gemini sun, Virgo moon, Cancer rising. I will remember it forever now. Like, I'm pretty good with remembering people's big three. It's very interesting. You know, like somebody will tell me, I'm like, okay, it's like a formula. I don't know. But are you aware of Vedic astrology?
No.
No? Okay. Well, I won't even like go too deep in it, but the signs that you just mentioned in that placement, it's tropical, like that's the tropical astrology, but there's also Vedic astrology, which I think is more like Middle Eastern Indian culture. And basically your signs may be different than what they are here. So in Vedic astrology, I'm actually not a Cancer moon, but a Gemini moon. And I actually, after reading it, kind of resonate more with the Gemini moon than the Cancer moon. So,
really?
Girl, it just messed me up because I'm a Virgo sun, but in Vedic, I'm a Leo sun. And it's like, I could see it because Leo people usually have big hair. I have big hair, you know, loud. I'm always yelling and stuff, theatrical, dramatic and stuff. So like, I'm like, dang, I was supposed to be a Virgo, but looking at Vedic astrology, I'm actually a Leo and a Gemini moon. So still a Pisces rising, but okay, cool. So air queen, air sign lady. So 17 years, corporate America, making it work still. That was just your turning point to say, you know what, I need something else.
Yeah.
Like this, like I need an exit strategy. Like this can't be it. I need something to pour my heart and passion into, in a sense.
Absolutely, absolutely. And food was my passion, so it felt natural. And as I started building my business, I started to like low key coach people that were asking me for advice and how do I get a blog running? How do I get a business going? And I started to coach them. I'm like, you know what? Let's have a call on like Sundays, and I got like a group together.
Yeah.
And I started coaching them. And from that, I have always worked with coaches. Mm-hmm. I believe, as I am a business coach now and a soul coach, I believe so much in the power of a coach because they keep you accountable. They just teach you things and they see things. They see your blind spots.
Come on.
You know, and they hold up a mirror to you. That's their job. Their job is to hold up a mirror and show you how amazing you are when you can't see it.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. So I've always worked with coaches, and my I worked with some amazing coaches, some of the best, but the one that really changed my life was Rose Lillian Stein. So
shout out to Rosalie.
Yes, shout out to her because she is a powerhouse. She's absolutely amazing, and she gave me the name Spiritual Boss Mom. She coached me through from where, I was at that time to now. And I have fully stepped into who I'm meant to be. Still growing, right? We are always still growing in who we are meant to be. But I became, this spiritual business coach. Yeah. And then from there, really leaned into spirituality, soul coaching. I became a Reiki master teacher, a certified crystal energy therapist. I mean, all these things.
Do that.
Yeah, it's so great. And I absolutely love what I'm doing now. It's amazing.
I love it. And you always just have this light about you. You're always so happy and positive. And I could tell that it's a genuine emotion. Like you're just literally doing what you love. Like, like one of my things, or I guess keys to happiness, or one of my definitions of happiness, I just want to be paid to be me. I just want to be paid to do what comes natural, what comes from the heart, where it doesn't feel like work, And I just like, when I see you, I could see like somebody that just truly loves what they're doing, And you do take gorgeous photos, by the way. All the photos with you and the ladies in the wilderness, like it's so nice. I love that amber color aesthetic,
Well, that is my amazing, amazing photographer, Marissa Adriana Photography. She's here in New
Hey,
York. She
yes.
is phenomenal. She's the best. She's been with me from the beginning.
Uh-huh.
And I love her. She takes the best photos.
I love it. So I noticed you mentioned a lot of women. Do you exclusively work with women?
I have worked with men. I've worked. My first coach actually that I worked with was a man, Dan Mason.
Uh-huh.
But I really just love. I'm attracted to these powerhouse women. To
Mm-hmm.
in general, right? My clients are powerhouses. My friends are powerhouses.
Yeah.
And I'm just attracted to these powerhouse women in that are doing their thing.
Mm-hmm.
You
I
know.
love that. Yeah. In regards to, okay, so you started, started the blog and everything, the food. What was the moment where you allowed yourself to be more of a coach, to kind of um step from, okay, this is just for fun or my passion, into, hey, I could really guide other people and I'm gonna assert myself as a leader, because I know for me personally, it's like, okay, that give yourself permission. Am I ready? Am I qualified? God calls the qualified, right? But just having that sense of it's time. What do you remember that pivotal moment for you?
Yeah, you know what? I think that the key or the secret is that you cannot get attached to anything. So,
Um,
yeah, so like I wasn't, although I loved food blogging, I loved it and I learned so much. I knew it was time. Like I wasn't
mhm.
attached to it. I'm like, okay, next, like this was a stepping stone for me to get to the next place I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
So, making the transition from food blogging to coaching was really easy. And I am the type of person that I leap and I figure it out as I go.
Come on. She said, we'll figure it out on the way. Damn it. We're leaving right now. I love it. Have you always been like that, or has it come with age and experience?
I think I've always been like this. It's like
Oh.
a thing for me.
Uh-huh. Do
I'm
you
like,
know what you're
I could do, you know what? I think I always felt like I could do anything. Like even
Yeah.
as a kid, like my parents really instilled in me, like, you can do anything. And I'm like, yes, I can. I can
Uh-huh.
do anything I put my mind to. I might not be the best at it, but I'm gonna
Yes.
figure it out.
Yes.
And and that I still have that philosophy today.
I love it. I love it. I was gonna say something about like just having that assertiveness, but yeah, just does it come easy for you to be assertive as a woman?
Yeah, I would say so. I don't
Yeah.
think it always has. I mean, definitely hasn't always been. I think it's been situational in
Yeah.
corporate America. No, because as a kid coming out of college, my first job,
Yeah.
you don't know how you're supposed to act. How
Hmm.
are you supposed to be? What is acceptable? What's not acceptable? And, for me, I had to really figure that out. And it took me a really long time to realize that, to step into my goddess power, which is what I really call it, to step
Yeah.
into my goddess power, my goddess energy in a corporate world,
Yeah.
you know?
What would you mind elaborating a little more on what it was like working in a corporate setting? Because like I've worked in settings, but I'm not sure if it would identify as like corporate or whatever. So would you mind just elaborate? Because surely it wasn't just that one argument to make you say, you know what, I need to do something else. It was a buildup over time, right?
Yeah, very
Little
much so.
things, little microaggressions.
Very, very much so. And it has a very long history for sure.
Yeah.
But basically, I always knew that corporate America was not for me. I actually tried to leave so many times. I got went for my master's degree in speech communication and rhetorical studies, where I really like studied feminist texts and all these different things. And I was going to be a professor in a college. And
Mhm.
I just stayed because, you know what? Honestly, for the money, I was making really great money at a young age. At this point, still, I support my family.
Yeah.
So it's something that my business has to, really surpass what I'm making in my corporate world.
Right.
And once I'm there, because, I like to live a nice lifestyle.
Yeah, we want nice things.
Exactly. So, I'm managing all of them. But as far as the corporate environment goes, I think especially for a woman, it's very tough.
Hmm.
It's very tough. And what happens is you, especially as like a kid coming out of college, right? And let's call it what it is. We're kids when we come out of college. We're kids at that age.
Okay.
And you're trying to figure it out, and you're trying to do the right things. You're trying to make a splash, right? You're trying to really make your way in the world. And as a woman, I think in a corporate environment, it's really hard because you can't embody the things that you maybe have always embodied your whole life, or that feel natural to you. Just, for an example, like when you're, on your moon cycle, right? And what are you trying to do? Like, you're tired, you're exhausted, but then you got to show up and be stuffy and stiff when you just want to be relaxed and under the covers. And, right?
I don't want to talk to anyone.
No. And then you got to be nice and everything. I'm like,
right. Wearing shoes. What? It's hot. You got to go out for your lunch break and stuff. It's hot. I got to spend money and I can't.
Yeah. So like things like that, like you can't lean into who you naturally are as a woman.
Yeah.
And that's it. And I really try to bring this knowledge that I have now to women, because you can do it, right? Like you can't cuddle up, in your cubicle in a blanket. Okay. No, but there are ways that you can support your body and support your natural cycles in the way that you want to lean into them and what feels right to you. And that's okay.
Yeah.
So, and then also another thing too, like I'm emotional. I'm an emotional person. And guess what? When you're in corporate America, there's no crying.
There's no room for that. There's no crying in corporate.
No, but I really do think that there is. I think that normalizing emotions rather than making it so masculine, right? Everything's so masculine. Let's start feminizing. Let's start bringing it back. And honestly, I think that's what's happening.
Yeah.
I think I think that the divine feminine is just
rising up.
Rising
up. And it's interesting because I literally just had this conversation last night during my sexy sweat class. Shout out to the sexy sweat ladies at the House of Sweat. But I taught my class and a few ladies stayed behind. They were telling me about how they work in this male dominated field and they're all managers in this store. And they're part of like the female empowerment group or whatever, but it's like a leadership task force for the women. And the guys make jokes that there's even a women's task force, so they was just saying how frustrating it is, to work in such a male dominated field. And the microaggressions, and if you react then you're sensitive and you can't take a joke, and just all these passive aggressive stressors and challenges that us women have to go through every day. And I was just trying to encourage them, like, look, we know that it's a game to be played. They're like the men, it's a boys club. It's not even a men's club, it's a boys club, and they're all playing a game. They know they're playing a game. So don't even give your time and energy and focus to playing into those little debates and the name calling, all that stuff. Try not to give your attention and focus to that, because you're not going to be there anyway. It's just a stepping stone to where you need to be. They're teaching you how to build character. They're teaching you how to deal with those type of personalities. So I was just trying to keep them like encouraged, like, girl, just like, it's definitely a game. And if you try to have a conversation with them, they're gonna act stupid. They're gonna act like they don't know what you're talking about, and that you're the only one feeling it and you're dreaming up stuff. I'm like, girl, just empower yourself, be assertive, just know that it's not you, you're not crazy, and you're not alone. It's just what's happening. But us women, it's just so important that we do things to make ourselves feel bigger and to take up space and to speak louder and to say what we need to say in the moment, instead of playing small so much. We do it to ourselves though.
Oh, CheChe, I love that so much. I really do. Because it's so true. Yeah. It is. And we can do it to ourselves. But I think that, we're almost conditioned to do so. So breaking out of that is really the thing that we need to do. And honestly, that's why I have the Goddess Life Sisterhood, which is really taking that divine feminine energy and, channeling. I mean, I'm channeling goddesses, like true goddesses. I think angels, right? People think of goddesses as like these myths, like mythical creatures.
Yeah.
They are not. They are real. These are real women, and they are here to help. They're here to help in so many different ways. So when I channel these messages from them, I mean, oh my God, CheChe, like they are incredible.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, they are so incredible. And then, you know, we ground that energy down into the modern day.
Okay.
So like, what do these messages what are they telling us for our lives? And a lot of the time it's to be assertive, to, you know, the last goddess circle that we did, it's what we talked about, being assertive and you know, speaking your truth. And so many of these great things that we don't normally think of in our lives because we're used to just living it, right?
Yeah,
Rather
just
than
being on autopilot.
experiencing it, rather than, yeah. And that's like my mission in life, is to like break women out of that monotony that you think you have to live this certain way. Like you get married, you have kids, you run around with the kids everywhere, you know, like all these things. It's like, you can do those things if that's what calls to you. But remember that you are a person. You
Yes.
were a person before you got married, before you had kids. What did you like to do?
Gosh, like, who are you outside of being Jonathan's mom? Out of being Sarah's mom? Like, okay, we get it, but who are you though? Like that's so triggering for me, like to encounter women that like they literally their identity is through being a spouse or being a mother. And it's like, it's just so frustrating. It's like, you're just wasting away, you know? And it's the sad thing is that most times they know that too. They just can't admit it, you know? And they just don't want, it's the fear, you know, fear is just so paralyzing.
I agree. And you know what? I think that they're afraid to admit it because they think that saying that they are more than just a mother, not that just, listen, I'm a mother.
Right.
I love being a mother, but I also love being me.
Right.
You know?
Yes.
I also love having my own things. And I think that for a lot of women, they feel like they can't say that, you know, they come first, right? I mean, your kids, you love your kids and stuff, but you can't pour from an empty cup.
You
Right?
cannot. You can't give what you don't have.
Exactly. And you have to show up for you so that you can show up for everybody else. So yes, you have to put yourself first in that regard.
Yeah. In addition to or no, I'll just ask you this. In regards to the women that you're helping to step more into their power, what symptoms or shared characteristics do they all have in regards to, like, are they playing small? And if so, how so? Are they questioning themselves? Like, what are those characteristics you tend to notice?
I think that it's different for everybody, but I think that the one similar characteristic is that you know that you could be extremely happy in your life. You can love your life, you can love being a mom and being all the things, right? But you know something's missing. And that little inkling inside, that's your soul saying, we've got more here to do. So let's go. Like, we've got more. And in order to do that, what is that more? It could be so different and it is so different for everybody. It could be a business, it could be a hobby, it could be volunteering, it could be whatever it is, going back to their artwork that they can't, you know, that they're not doing anymore, right? Because they became busy, right? So I think that I truly believe that your soul is constantly calling out to you. It is. And if you're not listening, it's going to keep nudging you.
Yeah.
And that's what something's missing. Even though I'm so happy, I have the big house, I have the great husband, I have the kids, I've got all the things, right? I got a great job, I got all of it. But why do I feel like something's missing still? It's because you're not listening.
Yeah.
To your so I think that everyone truly feels like something, or no, they want to lean in spiritually. Leaning in spiritually is you're leaning into the calling of your soul. So whether they realize it or not, maybe something doesn't feel like it's missing, but their spirituality might be missing, or their something is not there that needs to get there to start their journey. And then once you start your journey, there's really no turning back.
Yes. Are you familiar with life path numbers?
No.
No. So life path numbers, I want to say it's adding up the digits for your birth date. So the month, date, and year, adding all the digits together and then reducing it, I think, to a single digit. And each number represents a different destiny or soul purpose, soul journey, if you will. Excuse me. So I'm a life path number 5. Shout out to the life path number 5s. But there's like 1 through maybe like 1 through 12, I think. Because
Okay.
like it's like 1 through 10, but then 11 is a master number, I want to say, and then maybe 12 is one, but I know I'm a 5. So basically your life path, there's different careers that settle within the different numbers, and it may shed some light on what you're interested in, what you're talented at, and maybe what you should invest your time and energy to. So if anyone listening in, like if you're on your spiritual journey, you're like, something's missing. Now, like, what should I be doing? Like, I do not want to be in this job. Like, I should be doing something more artistic or creative, you know? If you look at your life path number, it could kind of give you some direction on what you should consider. Cause like with me being another number 5, I need adventure, travel, interesting. I need creative freedom, all this. So when I'm, working in an office setting where it's pretty much a box, where I'm sending emails and making calls, doing stuff I could do at the house. Why am I driving all the way up here to send emails and make phone calls when I'm teaching online? It makes no sense to me. Why am I here? So like when I used to be on campus, when I was teaching on campus or whatever, every lunch period, I'm like, why am I here? Like, I'm just wasting my time. I could be at the house with my dog doing the same stuff,
Yeah.
And like, I just had so many days of being frustrated, not taking my lunch breaks, choosing to stay inside, closing the door. Everyone wants to chit chat and make small talk and sit for what? No, this is my time by myself. I don't have to answer to anybody. Well, I don't have to make small talk. Don't come in here trying to talk to me, because then I'm an empath, right? And I'm the person that people come to for advice and to be a sounding board and stuff. So naturally, they want to come dump on me in my lunch period. And I'm like, no, like, go somewhere. So every day it was just this tussle of like, yes, I have the credentials to work this job, but do I really want to be here? Like, yes, I went to school for this, but did I take the right path? I just feel like it's something else. So I definitely feel you with the look now. I need a little more.
Yeah. And yeah, exactly. And listen, I always really, I mean, it's not for everybody, and I know that, but I think that being an entrepreneur and going your own way, for me at least anyway, it's really it's been life changing for me. Yeah. And I'm always like, oh, you do something great, you should start a business.
Pretty much.
It really is.
Start a business.
Yep. I mean, I'm always, but I mean, I guess that's the spiritual business coach in me. So
yeah,
we actually, I don't know if actually you do know, Melissa Moonful Mama, right? So her and I started our, the Sacred Biz Collective, which is for the most amazing entrepreneurs, to really get guidance, have this amazing community of women that are just supporting one another and growing together. And this is what I live for. I live for empowering women. Like this is what I'm meant to do in this lifetime.
And I love that, in this lifetime. And just because you've stepped in your truth, because you're constantly leaning into what comes natural to you. And I'm sure you get the confirmation from the women like, oh my God, Tiffany, yes, that's exactly what I needed. Oh my gosh, yes, that resonates. Like, you're getting the confirmations every day. Like, spirit speaks, Like, if you're wondering, if you're asking God, the universe, send me a sign of what I should be doing. Send me a sign of what my talent is, my gifts. Like, spirit speaks. We just have to listen and pay attention.
That really, that's the truest statement, because spirit's always trying to talk to you. Like, always. Your guides are always trying to talk to you. Your angels are always trying to talk to you.
Yes.
And it just takes a moment of silence. That's it. Just to sit with yourself. Like, I always suggest, I am a morning ritual pusher. I'm a pusher of a lot of things.
I love that you post that. I wish I was consistent to do stuff like that, but would you please just elaborate more on what that consists of?
Yeah, so my morning ritual is I am up very early. So I'm up at, between 3 and 4 in the morning every
Come on.
day. And I get up and I will meditate. That is the first thing I do. I mean, but I like romanticize my meditations. Like you could see all the candles back there. I have all the candles. I get my crystals. I sage everything. I cleanse myself. I mean, I'm like, if I'm doing it, I'm doing it.
In it, okay?
Right? Okay, so I get everything going. I sit and I meditate. I can meditate for half hour, 45 minutes. Today was like an hour. I just love it. And I lean in, I sit in my power. I sit in my, my soul power. I, call in my angels. And I journal. Journaling is a big thing for me, but it depends. Obviously, not every day is going to be an hour long thing, hour and a half long thing. Some days are quicker, right? But I will always meditate for at least 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Of that, you need that stillness. Even if you can't still your mind, even if you got those, thoughts popping in left and right, it's natural.
Yeah.
So please, guys, if anyone that's listening right now who's like, I'm just not I just don't meditate because I'm always thinking of things. Everybody is.
Duh. Of course you're gonna be thinking of things.
Yeah.
But you gotta start.
Exactly. And once you start, it gets easier and easier. And sometimes, like last week, it was like almost every day I had so much going on. I just couldn't like silence my mind. However, just sitting still is enough sometimes.
Dad, so that's how you meditate, like sitting upright,
Sitting upright,
in silence,
crystals in each hand.
crystals in the hands. What
Yep.
crystals do you use?
All different. It depends on what calls to me that day.
Just grab
So,
them.
yep. So I go for, like let's say right now I have my blue apatite, right, for a throat chakra since we're speaking here today. And so I keep that in my left hand for receiving.
Okay.
Left hand for receiving.
Okay.
And then right hand for sending out, for giving. Right. So I'm sending some love. I have my pink Lemurian here. So I'm sending you some love, CheChe.
I love it.
And I will meditate just like this. And, also too, what I do is I have actually this one crystal this morning. Because crystals carry vibrations, they carry energy. And I have this brand new one.
Daggum, Tiffany.
Right?
I don't have any towers yet.
No? Oh,
no.
I love them.
I need to get them.
Amityville Apothecary. They ship. They are the best. They have the best quality crystals ever. Best. They handpick everything. So this one here, I'm getting to know. I just got it. And you can sit and you can actually, feel the vibrations of the crystals, feel the energy from them. And CheChe, I don't know, do you know how like crystals work, like how they help us?
Oh girl, I love crystals. Yeah, like right here I have citrine and sodalite.
Ooh, okay. All right. Yes. So some abundance, some throat chakra and some psychic work, opening up the channels. I love it.
There we go. Yeah. But yes, I love crystals. I'm still learning and still researching on them, but I'm happy to hear what you want to add to it though.
Yeah.
So the power of crystals.
Yeah. So basically the way that crystals work is we ourselves have our own energy, but our energies are erratic, right? We can have throat chakra issues. We can have whatever issues we have going on, right? And too much of this, not enough of that. And our energies are a little more erratic. So what crystals do is they offer a stable energy. They're stable. So when we work with them, we are receiving their healing abilities. We're receiving that healing from them, that stable energy that is then coming together with our erratic energy, and it's starting to slow it down. It's starting to stabilize it. And that's how crystals work for healing. Crystals are meant for healing. That's what they are here to do.
Yeah. I love crystals. I would love to get do they have certifications for that?
Yeah, I got certified in crystal energy therapy.
Let's go. Cause I love crystals. Like when I meditate and I'm like, okay, which crystal is it going to be today? And I love setting my crystals out under the full moon so they could charge. I leave them out there for a couple of days, actually, a couple of days before, leading up to the full moon and a couple of days after. Leave the crystals out there. Anytime I'm meditating, I'm holding crystals. I usually put a crystal in my bra when I'm out and about. Okay. Rose quartz at the heart chakra.
Love it.
And I don't know if you see,
wear them in their bra.
gotta have the crystals in the bra. And girl, like I'll be at the gym because I'm a personal trainer as well. So like I'll get down and like demonstrate a burpee or a push up, and then my little malachite to go rolling across the turtle. Oh, excuse me, don't step on my stone. Damn it, malachite, get in there.
That's hilarious.
And then I keep putting them in there. It's like I don't want them,
Oh my God. Yeah. I love crystals so much. And they really are so beautiful to work with. So when I do crystal healing. So when I do them virtually. I actually like it better virtually. Yeah. And I create these beautiful grids, and we do Reiki and call in angel energy. And it's really like a beautiful healing alchemy. It's awesome.
I love that. So, okay. So since you mentioned Reiki, would you mind sharing what that means, what it entails, and how it's helpful?
Sure. So Reiki is universal life force energy.
Mm-hmm.
We all have the ability to tap into Reiki. We just have to be attuned to it. So basically, we have to be vibrating at the same frequency as that type of energy. We have to be open to receive it, and that's really how you receive it. So in doing so, you need a Reiki master teacher who can pass the attunements onto you at each level.
Oh.
So it's a hands-on, and I want to say hands-on, there's actually no touching really, but you keep your hands usually just above, maybe a couple inches above the person while you're working on them, or you can do it virtually. You can infuse things, you can infuse crystals, you can infuse, like, anytime I send anything to anybody, I make these like cute little crystal jars, intention jars, and they are all infused with Reiki. So you can do so much with Reiki, and it is it's a healing modality. So basically it just works with this universal life force energy, this intelligent energy that works through your body to align things, to bring things back together for healing purposes. And I mean, when you are a true believer in energy therapy in this way, I mean, you can heal just about anything, I would say, if not everything. I mean, I've heard a friend of mine healed someone from, she doesn't like to say she did it, right? She's a vessel, but from stage 4 cancer.
Let's go. Cheers to that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right? Cheers. So, I mean, Reiki and it's beautiful. It's relaxing. So if you're feeling stressed, I mean, any of these healing modalities, the crystal therapy, anything like that will help to work out that stress.
Yeah. I had an energy healing session last year. I guess it's Reiki or energy healing session from my friend Maya. Shout out to my friend Maya. Love you. But it was April 21st, actually. I had an energy session. It was outside, like in a park, but like out where it's like spacious, where it's not too crowded with people or anything. And she had this beautiful tent set up, this massage table laid out. She had some fruit infused water and some nice tunes playing. And I want to say it's like maybe an hour and a half. And she didn't touch me at all, of course, but it was that same method you were saying in regards to Reiki, like just hovering the hands over the body and moving energy around. And I, of course, fell asleep. I went under, but when I came up, I just felt so heavy. I was exhausted. Even though I was just laying there, I was exhausted. And the healing came in waves. Like it wasn't like that day, it wasn't like necessarily that night or anything, but over the weeks, over the months, there was just this unfolding, like literally like crashing waves. Like if could like put it into like a feeling, it felt like as if I was standing in the water with the water like right at my breastbone, and the waves are just constantly hitting me at my core, and I'm like being knocked back, but I'm still standing. And so I think it worked. And I believe in the energy healing for sure. And like you just really can't underestimate the power of energy. Just even in the simplest of someone giving you bad news or gossiping to you, and how it could just just change your mood like that. Energy is so real, and I'm happy to see that people are like really starting to actually believe in it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're bringing, some hospitals are bringing Reiki healers in as,
Yes.
as part of the healing. I mean, we live in an energetic world. We live in a vibrational based universe.
Yeah.
I mean, so we have to really lean into this energy work. And honestly, CheChe, I think that's so beautiful that you were receiving this healing over months. I mean, that's what happened.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yet, like a lot of times when we have things that we stuck energy, stuck traumas, right? All these things, and traumas don't have to be big traumas. They can be small things. It can be something someone said to you in second grade, like these
Yes.
little things that stick
It
with
stays
you.
locked in,
Yeah, you don't even realize it. And then all of a sudden you're like, well, why did he say that to me in second grade? Like, but you release it, right?
Yeah.
Crying tears, right? When you
Yeah.
can actually release it in the form of like tears or anger, but tears, especially tears, are the most healing waters on the planet.
Shout out to the ugly criers.
Right here.
I don't know if you've seen the meme is like of this bald boy, and he's not really pretty on the eyes, but he's like crying and it says, "What's wrong?" And then he's like ugly crying, like, "Don't ask me what's wrong, because then I'm gonna cry even more." He's like, "Well, since you asked." And shout out to anyone, if it resonated with you, maybe it's time for you to do an ugly cry. Maybe you hadn't had an ugly cry in a good minute, and now is the time. Okay. So
I
that
love
resonates.
a good ugly cry. Like where you're like screaming, like, ah!
You gotta release to receive, right? You gotta get rid of the
Ew.
old to welcome in the new.
You do.
Mm-hmm.
You do. We all need that.
So on that note of the new, we have the new moon and Aries coming up on, I want to say Sunday, Monday-ish. Okay. Do you celebrate new moon? Like, do you celebrate the moon cycles? And if you
Yes, I
do,
do.
what do you do for the new moon? Anything special? What should we be doing?
All right. So for the new moon, the new moon, I know a lot of people really love the full moon because it's beautiful and everything. I love the new moon.
Oh,
New
shoot.
moon is my
Yeah.
favorite because that's where you're setting your intentions.
Yeah.
So I love to really set really great intentions, really think about the things that I want to accomplish, write them down. And sometimes I hang on to them. Depends on how I'm feeling. I always light some candles, get
Yeah.
out my crystals, of course.
Mm.
And when I'm doing that, setting intentions is really setting the tone for manifesting the things that you're looking for. So I'll get out all of my manifesting stones, like everything's covered in like manifesting stones.
Yeah.
And manifesting stones would be if you're looking for manifesting abundance, prosperity, anything like that. You can work with pyrite, you can work with green aventurine, citrine. Citrine is like one of the best. If you're manifesting love, you can work with anything like in that pink green range also. So rose quartz, pink opal, rhodochrosite, and that's like a black pink. That's really for like some deep healing. But yeah, I mean, anything like that. I'll set out what I'm looking to manifest. And then I'll just listen to a meditation. I actually did this whole challenge called Manifesting by the Moon Challenge.
Manifesting by the moon.
Yeah, it was really powerful. It went through an entire cycle, and I have all of these meditations. So CheChe, if you want them, if any of your listeners want them, I would love to send it to you. It is an entire month's worth of work.
You doggone Skippy, I do.
Yeah.
Please and thank you, Tiffany.
All right. Anyone that's looking for it, you can just contact me on Instagram at Spiritual Boss Mom, and I will, get that over to you. Just send me your email and I'll email everything out to you.
I would love that.
Yeah, it's really great. So what it does is it starts at the new moon of setting the intention. There's a meditation that goes with it. And then as the moon transitions into its different cycles, or its different, phases, there's different things to do. So it's really intentional. Then full moon, we're releasing, and then always checking in with those new moon meditations, right? So like, what's not working? Do you still want to manifest that thing? Are you doing the work to get there, right? Because manifesting, you can't just sit back and be like, I want, $1 million, right? You have to do the work. Okay, how are you going to get it?
Some action behind it.
you got to do it, right? That intentional action. So, it kind of walks you through the whole thing.
Yeah. I think you see, like, I do the meditation meetups for like the full moon and the new moon. So I was doing the full moon, and then this year I started for the new moon. So that's what, every 2 weeks I'm doing it, right? So I'm supposed to have one this Saturday, and I actually decided today, because I was like going back and forth, because I hadn't promoted it, like in time either. But like I've promoted like 3 days before an event and still held it. But I just feel like this moon, I need it to be me, just me. Like I just need my energy for me. So I decided I'm not gonna do a meditation meetup. And then, like, I put it on my link tree or whatever, so it could be on my website or whatever. And then, like, later on when I was driving to the gym, I was like, oh snap, Aries is like the sign of me, selfish, I come first, the head, action, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like I love my meditation meetups, but like I just really need like all my energy for, like, I don't know, like I just felt this need, like I just need to kind of just not be by myself, but be by myself.
Yeah.
So
yeah, nothing wrong with that. I mean, that's so great. I mean, I think that especially with these circles, and I know when you do your circles, it's men and women, right, that go?
it is. Yeah, it is.
I love that so much, because we really focus on women's circles and women's, I hold goddess circles too. So like, we really focus on these women's circles, but the reality is that there's a lot of men who really want to lean in too, and who are leaning in. And CheChe, the fact that you're like providing this service for them, this way for them to do that in like a really cool way is awesome.
Thank you, Tiffany. I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's great. They need to fill their own cup too. Like we say, a lot of things we talk about is all about women, but the reality is that some men really are leaning in. They are not that, that normal, right? That like stereotypical man, right? That we're talking about, the ones that are in the corporate environments and all of that, right? You really have, like, my husband's great, he really is. He will sit there, like, first time I was running a goddess circle. Thankfully, I am surrounded by amazing men in my life, I have to say.
Shout out to the good dudes.
Shout out to the good dudes for sure, because like I'm like, all right, I have to just do a test run on this goddess circle. And I had my dad there. My dad was sitting there, my husband, my 2 boys, and they're doing a tea ceremony with me. They're meditating, they're holding the crystals. And you know what? Let's be real. They love it.
They want to tap into their feminine energy. It's okay. It's okay to meditate, guys. It's okay to learn about chakras and energy and all that stuff. It's okay. Lean in.
That's right. It's okay. It's called balance, right? We need the masculine and the feminine. That creates the balance.
Absolutely. Absolutely. In regards to ways that men can kind of continue to tap into more of their feminine energy, do you have any suggestions there?
I would say get rid of that, like, stereotypical, like, men do this, women do that, right?
Boxing yourself in.
Yeah, like there's no more of that. Like, I don't know if anybody has realized, if anybody's looking around. I know it's not the circles that I'm running in.
No.
Okay.
It's a shift.
Yeah. And I think that a lot of men are witnessing that and feeling it as well. And I think just I deal with women mostly, but anybody, we all need to lean in. We all need to listen to the callings of our souls, because you know what, we say that women need to look around and realize that calling is trying to wake them up into going for their purpose. It's men too.
Absolutely.
Like everybody has a purpose, or more. I think we have more than one purpose in this lifetime. And start on your adventure. Start on your journey.
Yeah, and for the most part, men have been in this kind of locked in stage since they were much younger, compared to us women, where we're kind of free spirited until, maybe we graduate high school, college, or we get into a serious relationship. Then that change starts to happen. But for guys, it's like they're conditioned from the beginning. Like, you don't be emotional. You don't talk about how you're feeling, like, unless you're blessed to have people, that parents or guardians that are more open-minded, but for the most part, guys, they they need these spaces more than ever, so if you're a guy or anybody that's listening and you want to create spaces for men's healing, it's needed and not enough people are doing it, so do it.
Yeah, please, definitely do it. That's funny that you say that, CheChe, because I have 2 boys, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm like this divine feminine, I'm surrounded by boys.
Match power.
And they, I'm raising my boys to really understand to understand spirituality, to understand that they should tap in to, even at 8 years old. I mean, you go into my kids' rooms, there's crystals that they pick out that they resonate with. And you come to my house, you're getting a Reiki healing session from my son, from my 8-year-old son. He'll shut the door, he gets the crystals, he puts the music on. I mean, he does it. So raising your kids, I think it's our job as spiritual men and women to raise our children with this mindfulness, with this understanding of this energetic world that we live in. And as they grow up, I'm already seeing it in my son that, he has respect for the spiritual world. He has respect for these things that, he can sit and meditate. Does he do it every day? No, but he does it, and it's really, I think that for children, it will be life-changing for them, because you're not going to grow up with that crazy stress. Just not.
They're gonna have tools on how to manage it. Where it's like some, kids that may lean on the whole pray away or just cry it out or just don't talk about it, or, saying all these other coping mechanisms that's just not really getting to the root and handling it,
Absolutely. Yeah, so we have to do our part in spreading and being the lighthouse, right, for everybody, right? We understand, we have awoken, so now we have to be, anybody listening too, if you are woke, like I like to say, if you're woke and you're tapping into your spirituality, you're meant to then share it with others. Like, don't hide it in the closet. Don't be like, oh, you put your crystals away when people come over. Like, be proud of it, because then what happens is you become a lighthouse for other people. That are feeling that are wanting to lean in and maybe feel like, oh, it's weird. Oh, it's this. It's not. It's actually the most natural thing that you can do.
Yeah. Tiffany, what would you say is a risk or consequence or something you stand to lose if someone doesn't take their spirituality seriously, that doesn't take the time to really do the inner healing work and just allow life to pass them by without tapping in? What do you say is like the biggest risk with that?
I think the biggest risk is just not living your most fully expressed life. Like, you will always feel like you have these emotions and have these things that are trapped inside of you that never have an outlet. Right? Because a lot of spirituality is dealing with healing.
Yes. The uncomfortable feelings, like, why do I feel like, why am I so triggered by this?
Yeah. And then doing the work around it. And when we begin to step into our most fully expressed selves, I think that that's when we truly start to live, and open up our eyes to the amazing things that are in this world. The fact that you can open up your eyes and see that there is magic in this world, that magic is actually real. I don't know about you, CheChe. I mean, I see magic all the time.
All the time.
It's real. And, we have to just open up our eyes to it and realize that we have the ability to create that magic, that we are the creatrix, and we can call in anything that we want. Anything in this life is possible. If you are dreaming it, if you have dreamt it, you can see yourself doing that thing. You can see yourself sitting on that boat that you want. You can see yourself in that house. You've already done the work. You've created it. Now take the steps to get there and continue to have the faith.
The faith, yes. You have to stand on that. You can't pray for something and then doubt the whole time it's going to happen. That don't match. You got to match the energy. Y'all match the frequency. Keep the same energy. If you're going to try to manifest it, go wholeheartedly with it. Wholeheartedly, you know?
Absolutely. I have been able to call in the most amazing things into my life. I mean, large sums of money, Christmas trees. I mean, you name it. Name it, you know, I'm actually getting my kitchen remodeled, the whole
upgrade.
Thing. Yes. And I am like, I manifested getting it done before my birthday because they're like, oh, we can't come until the end of June. I'm like, oh, you'll be here in April, you know?
Don't you worry.
Guess what? They're coming in 2 weeks. Okay.
What's one of your favorite manifestation techniques to do? Like, do you do the parking space thing? Like visualizing a parking space open wherever you go?
No, but that's interesting. I've never heard of that. Tell me about that.
Like usually wherever I pull up, it's gonna be a spotlight right at the front. So I'm like you just visualizing like the spot is open, and then you come home and it's like, the same spot is open. Thank you.
Yeah, no, you know what? For manifesting, I believe there's many different ways of manifesting, right? We have soul manifesting, energetic manifesting. I mean, there's so many different things. But I truly believe that you have to be fully open to receive, to believe that it is yours, and then visualize, see every detail, hear the people talking to you, hear the music in the background, feel, smell as much as you can, like you are there, like you're experiencing it, because it's really happening, right? It's really happening. Then once you do all those things, give such deep gratitude for having that time in that moment, and then release it, knowing that it's happening. And I know that's hard for people. That's hard for people, that release, right? Like, how do I then, you have to go and live your life as if it's happening. So if you dream of living a luxurious life, you can't be a penny pincher in your life. You can't be a penny pincher. You have to spend the money.
My edges. Right? Stop. What do you mean?
Yep. You can. You can't. You cannot be a penny pincher. You have to live your life as if, because you have to live in that energy, right? We're talking about energetics. Yeah. And what you're giving out into the universe, you're going to receive. You're going to spend the money, you're going to get it back. You're going to spend it, you're going to get it back. That's what happens. But when we hoard, then we're not seeing anything. And that's why we keep hoarding. But if we freely spend, if we freely do these things, we can call in so much more.
So that's what it means to match the vibration. Like, and it also kind of goes to the act as if energy too. Like, just already be there. Like, do the things like, okay, you want to be a singer? What would a singer be doing right now? Okay, do that right now until you're actually in the energy.
Absolutely. You know, you want to be a writer. What would a writer do? Writer would write every day. So write every day. You know, like, you have to pretend as if these things already happen. What I love, one of my coaches that I work with now, Madeline Reinhart, she's amazing. And she, you know, she has me do these exercises, and it's like, you know, I am a New York Times bestselling author, right? So like, I have to write it out, and then I have to sit there and be like, it was so easy to become a New York Times bestselling author. And, you know, I can't believe how quickly Hay House just contacted me, and they just wanted
Hay House.
Yeah, Hay House, exactly.
Oh, gee.
So, I know. And you have to stay in that energy for like a minute or two, and then thank the universe, right? We always sit in gratitude, deep, deep, deep gratitude, and then release it, and then do it again tomorrow.
Yeah. I try to do that too. Like, whenever I find myself complaining and stuff, I immediately go to, no, oh my God, this worked out so well for me. I'm so happy. Like, I go into like a fit of rage and like affirming things. I'm like, I'm not doing this today, doggone it. I'm not going to be stressed out and worrying and going on Virgo in my head. And I'm not going to do that. No.
CheChe, I don't think I told you, my husband's a Virgo too.
No, you did not tell me, because I meant to ask him what y'all's match was.
Yep, he's a Virgo too.
Okay, look, now tell us about the Virgo men, because I've been hearing some things. I haven't experienced a Virgo man, but I know Virgos in general are like critical because we want perfection. We want the best. Some people see it as critical, but it's just they want the best for you. Mm-hmm. So what is it like to have a Virgo mate?
Yeah, he's definitely very, he's the clean freak, gotta have everything, exactly, no dust anywhere. And, if things aren't exactly right, it's like, did you do it? Did you fold the towels like this? Yes, I did.
Right. Don't even ask me, because I already know what you're going to say and I don't want to hear it.
So I just stopped doing things. It's what it came down to. I'm like, yes. All right. And now it's like, well, help me. Well, because you complain about everything I do. So exactly. Now you can do it yourself.
It's a happy medium. You don't have to keep asking me. I don't have to keep disappointing you. Just handle it yourself, and then I'm good. I'm stress-free. You know what's done to your standards. Everybody's happy.
Exactly. But he's so great. He's really definitely my soulmate. We've been together for so long. It was love at first sight, and inseparable since the day we met, basically, up until now, all these years later. Yeah. So we have a great marriage. I'm very, very lucky. He's a passionate guy. Mm-hmm. And he, definitely holds that divine feminine, up on a pedestal for sure.
Have regard for the feminine energy.
His mom, my mom, my sisters, me, he really does. He's a great guy.
I love that. Yeah. So one tip for the long-lasting marriages, one tip to help a couple get there.
I'm gonna say communication. I don't even know if I could do one tip, because I think it's really a mix of things. It's communicating. Mm-hmm. It is respecting that the other person, has boundaries, has their own things too, that they're not going to know exactly what you're thinking. Mm-hmm. Like you think that they, you want them to, but they don't. Right. So communicating and saying I don't like this. I do like this, whatever.
I don't want to go over there.
Yeah. I'm not going there.
You can go. I'm not going.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. When I send my husband to the store, I send him with lists and pictures and all this stuff, and then I'll get 1,000 calls. I just want to make sure it's this. Yes. And I don't even care. Communicate with me, please. Please don't come home with the wrong, artichokes.
Exactly. Because now I'm going to be hungry and pissed. Can't be both.
Yeah, so I would just say, communication and letting each other be who they are, for sure.
And I would say, not only communicating with each other, but communicating with yourself, being honest about what you need and what you want and what you require. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Because you can't cater to solely to one. You can't solely cater to your husband and then never cater to yourself.
Yeah.
And vice versa. The man can't, my husband couldn't solely cater to himself and never cater to me, and it would always be off balance. You really have to have that balance. Try to keep that balance in your life.
Yeah, that sense of harmony, ebb and flow, give and take, come and go. Bars.
Yeah. Absolutely. I love it.
Tiffany, so one last nugget, one last gem for you, because we are going to wrap it up. I know it's Aries new moon energy. You share so much knowledge with us, so much passion and love. So before you drop all your handles and all the projects and things you got going on, just a last little gem from you.
A last little gem. I would say, understand, please, that we are meant to live our biggest and best versions of our lives. Mm-hmm. The best version of your life is waiting for you. And all that you have to do is just take action.
I love that. And that's so appropriate with Mars in Aries energy, because it's real about Mars and it's all about that action.
Yes, I truly believe that when we can live an intentional life, really giving gratitude, and mm-hmm. I will walk through my day and I'll say if I do stretching or whatever, I'll be like, oh, thank you, body, for being able to stretch, right?
Yes.
Thank you, God, for giving me this body that I'm able to move around and stretch. And, these small things, when I hug my kids, thank you, God, for this moment of love, you know, like when we can live in this purely, you know, this place of gratitude, and living that intentional life, we are just vibrating so high and opening ourselves up to the biggest and best things in this world. They are meant for you. They are waiting for you. And all you have to do is just be brave enough to take those first steps.
Fine. I'll do it. Fine. Must you yell? No, I love that, Tiffany. I love that. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I was so excited to be here, and I loved it. I enjoyed it so much. And CheChe, I mean, talk about goddess energy.
What?
Okay? You are in the embodiment of God, modern day goddess.
Okay? What?
You are. Oh my God. Every time I watch you dance, I'm like, she is a goddess. Like, I just can't.
I receive all of that because I'm learning to take my flowers. I receive that. Thank you.
I believe it. I see it. It comes out in you. It's just, you just radiate. I'm like looking at you. I'm like, how can I embody more of my goddess like CheChe? Like,
that's my meditation. Like, I love dance so much.
I love it. I love it. I love dancing too. I really do.
Like my I just feel like my sole purpose is to liberate others by liberating myself.
You know what? And I think that you're really living that. I really do, because when people watch you, I think that you can't help but feel a little like, right. Like if CheChe can do it, why can't I?
Right, like inspired, right? Yeah. I love it. Like between like the meditation meetup and the sexy sweat class I teach weekly, I just want people to just, you know, like just like be more like love, you know, just
and work that sacral chakra energy out. All of it. Work it all
of it. Yoga, dance. Just I want to be like I'm not that I want to be. I'm learning. I'm just an energy healer, just in different ways, whether it's personal training, yoga, dance, life coaching, whatever. I'm just
absolutely,
you know,
amazing. Well, thank you for your magic in this world, because we need it for sure.
Thank you for being a light to receive that, because we just need more women that just, you know, it takes nothing to light another candle. It takes nothing from you to let another woman how beautiful and impactful she is, you know? So thank you for being one more woman to do this with, you know, to share that loving harmony energy.
Absolutely. And thank you.
Tiffany, where can the people find you? Where can we follow you?
So I hang out on Instagram the most. You can find me at Spiritual Boss Mom. We've got, you know, whatever you're looking for. If you're a spiritual entrepreneur, you know, we've got, definitely have the Sacred Biz Collective just opened up the doors. We already have over 30 women, and we would love to see you in it if you are an entrepreneur. You can also, you know, we have the Goddess Life Sisterhood. That is our soul's journey, our soulful journey, how to live the intentional life, how to live your best life. I mean, we have so many great things. I mean, I have my one-on-one coaching, healings. I mean, whatever you want, I've got basically. Just tell me what you want. I got
you do it. Oh, I love it. I'm always so inspired after I talk to you, and I could talk to you all day.
I could talk to you all day too.
I literally said, we're not going to go over an hour, and here we are. So my bad, Tiffany. Tell the baby and the hubs, my bad.
That's okay.
We were just in a good flow, man. I didn't want to stop the groove.
We were. And so thank you guys so much. You can also go to my website, spiritualbossmom.com. And that's it. I hang out mostly on Instagram. So follow us over there. It's so much fun.
Yes. And like she mentioned, you guys, she does morning rituals. So check out her page. Don't you do like a card pull? And you just showcase, you show what you're doing. And I just think that's so cool. I wish I had that commitment.
Yep, I do card pulls every day. I do one for you, because I'm like, people are pulling cards and they're like, this is the card I got today. I'm like, people want to see their own. They don't want to see your card. They want to see
for them,
their own reading.
Exactly.
So I put that out for you every day. And I have a podcast also, the Spiritual Mama Podcast. So you can always find me and Melissa Moonful Mama. She is my partner in crime, my soul sister. Yes. And we've got so many great things going on.
Awesome. Love it. So you guys, please follow Tiffany on Instagram. Check out her website. Check out all the wonderful products and services she's offering. Share it with a friend, okay? And definitely take heed to all of the knowledge she shared with us today in regards to manifesting and law of attraction and taking care of yourself and listening to that small voice and taking time to be still and trusting your instinct and acting on instinct and consistently acting on instinct, right? So many gems that were dropped tonight, okay? So celebrate this new moon energy, celebrate this spring season by welcoming new energy, demanding and expecting new, expecting better, and working towards better, okay? Because we all have a divine life just waiting on us. Just have to decide and act on it, all right? So please follow up with Tiffany. Check out her podcast. And Tiffany, if I could come show some love over there on y'all podcast, I will be happy to.
Absolutely.
I'm not a mama, but I think I'm a spiritual mom.
That's all right. No, it's not just for moms, please. We are just spiritual mamas.
I'm a Cancer moon. Maybe that'll.
Absolutely. We can't wait to have you on. Melissa and I were just talking about it. We can't wait to have you on.
Deal.
All right.
You guys, thank you so much, my love. And you guys, make sure you take care of yourself. Follow me on Instagram, of course, at CheChe Babe, as well as the My Virgo Friend podcast. Follow me on there. Check out the website, www.myvirgofriend.com. Again, to the Orlando peeps, no meditation meetup for the new moon this weekend. So sorry. Actually, no, I'm not sorry, because remember, we got to stop apologizing. I need time for me, doggone it. So get your own meditation meetup at the house, but I need one for me, okay? So no meetup this weekend. But thank you so much for the love and support. Please like, share, subscribe the podcast. Check it out on YouTube, Tiffany. I'll upload this video on the YouTube channel. So that'll be on there. Check us out. Leave us some feedback, you guys. And what was the other thing? Podcast, YouTube. And yes, send in if you have any questions, advice, feedback, email me at CheChe@myvirgofriend.com. But yes, thank you so much. Love to y'all. Thank you so much, Tiffany.
Thank you. It was so great being here. Mwah.
Yes, my love. Thank you. Bye, y'all.
Bye.